Welcome back to Legacy Fields. We're still having some technical difficulties, but it looks like they're all fixed now. So we see Jake Tomets take the mound for James Burke. He was taken off a little bit earlier. Not 100% sure what you guys listening did see or did not see. But there's another throw over to first from Tomets. As this is Zach McKenna up. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. No run scored still for the Southland Vikings, as there's another screamer hit right towards Tyler Schultz, who makes the catch on the run, throws over to first, but not in time. And that'll be a infield single for Zach McKenna. That's a great play by Schultz there. Just McKenna was a little bit faster than Schultz throw over to first, and it was a long throw he had to make after fielding it on the run. Nobody's fault there. Just a decently hit ball. Tempted to deliver the ad reads for the second time, so I'll have to do it a third time, unfortunately. But that's all the better. We love our sponsors. That's up top to Max Malley for ball 1. So right now we've got runners on first and second in A.J. Taylor and Zach McKenna with Max Malley up to bat. The 2 outs collected in this inning came from 2 hits right to center field, as Malley hits that one right to Tomets, and he throws over to Mattheis at first, ending the inning. And don't go anywhere. So we're going to do a couple ad reads here. Here's a reminder that Ivy Tech Lake County is a proud partner of the Lake County Corn Dogs. Ivy Tech, higher education that's built around you. Serving all Lake County with locations in Crown Point, East Chicago, and Gary. Visit ivytech.edu/Lake County to sign up today. Also, Ironworkers Local 395 is a proud partner of the Lake County Corn Dogs. Local 395 continues to forge and maintain strong partnerships with owners and contractors based on our commitment to provide excellent craftsmanship through safety, productivity, reliability, and training. Also, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW Local 697, is a proud partner of the Lake County Corn Dogs. As one, we are limited, but as a group, we are strong. Horizon Bank is a proud partner of the Lake County Corn Dogs. We provide online conveniences that support innovative solutions for your personal, commercial, and mortgage banking needs, as well as wealth and investment services. Visit horizonbank.com to learn more today. Also, the Great Lakes Sports Hub is the official training facility of the Lake County Corn Dogs. They are not just another dome. And that will do it for now. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, we'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. Lake County Corn Dogs on top 3-0.
It's the bottom of the 6th inning, almost stretch time here from Legacy Field, as the fans have seen the Corn Dogs build a 3-run cushion getting late into the game after James Burke pitched a miraculous game today. And that's outside ball 1 to Ferry. And after Noel Ferry was able to get the point streak set up after a defensive change, Jason Kroll for John Crowell at first base. Noel Ferry will take the play-by-play right back. Swinging and a miss, 1-1.
Thank you, Andrew. 1-1 to Jake Ferry. Had to adjust, as Scott Hansen could have been up here, as that third out was grabbed in the last inning on a steal attempt by Cal Curiel. That one's outside. 2-1. Ferry hit the blast-off homer earlier in this game. He's on a 2-game home run streak. There's a big cut. That one could have been another one. Down on his knees. 2-2. But that's got to feel so great for Ferry as he knows he can hit bombs. It really just comes down to that, and we knew it too. Just some unfortunate at-bats. 2-2. Fouled off to the left.
Yeah, we talked to Ferry about it today, and he said, how good did that feel? He said it felt really good because he said they've had some good at-bats, just not the result I was looking for.
2-2. Outside, ball 3. And Ferry also has got a new bat, Louisville Slugger. Not the one that he's been using for a while here in the Northern League. And Andrew, what's it like when you get a new bat out there? The payoff. That one's fouled straight back.
Usually there's a little bit of an adjustment period when you do get a bat because sometimes the weight could be distributed differently. You have your end-loaded bats, top-loaded bats. I was always a fan of a bat that was even so I could always get my hands through, and then the back of it could whip right through the strike zone like I wanted it to.
There's one hit right to first by Ferry. Over to Kroll, but that one's mishandled. Goes right over his glove as it took another awkward bounce, and Ferry reaches on an E3. There's another instance of the ball just taking some weird bounces here at Legacy Field tonight, and it's going in favor of both teams so far.
Yeah, that was just another baseball that just hit the launching pad that is the lip here at Legacy Field, and Crowell comes into the game and gets a tough one like that, and the Corn Dogs have a runner on base with Johnstone up.
And that brings up Nicholas Johnstone. So that one catches right side of the strike zone for strike 1.
But sometimes if you're not swinging the bat like you want it to, sometimes it's a good change. As I do remember this with Ted Williams. He won a batting title when he was like 38, and he changed from like even to a lighter bat.
0-1. Same spot, catches 0-2.
Because back in those times, it was commonplace to swing the heaviest bat as you can. Babe Ruth swung a ginormous bat. I have to look it up for you to let you know what it was. But they said if it was a heavier bat, it meant there was more power once you made contact. And then as we got older, we realized that wasn't it.
0-2. That one's hit straight up into the air, not playable. So the Vikings made a couple other substitutions. Kevin Malater, Vikings announcer, letting us know. George Bilicki moves from right to left field. Zach McKenna is out, and Barrios is in at left. Johnstone, there goes Ferry. Not too much speed, but they get him out at second. Caught stealing for Jake Ferry.
Good throw. It served as like a pitch out there because the fastball was outside, and Ferry's got some surprising speed, but it's just a much better throw by Malley.
Some ill-advised base running there. One out now for the Corn Dogs. 1-2 here for Johnstone. That one's way outside.
Your answer here, Noel, 54-ounce hickory bat.
Oh, I don't even know how you don't hurt yourself swinging something like that. But Babe Ruth was a different breed.
Well, it was also helpful. The guys were only throwing like 70-something back then.
2-2. There's one. It's hits foul. Yeah, I heard lots of stories about Babe Ruth with, sometimes he was drunk playing. He would always drink a bunch of beer.
Yep.
He would eat more hot dogs at a game than anyone had ever seen before. Not exactly your optimal athlete.
You ever seen his training video from that time?
No. 2-2 to Johnstone. Fouled back once again. He stays alive.
They always thought there's this old training video of Babe Ruth when he decided he was going to drop some weight. I think before the 27th season when he hit 60 home runs, which was a record until 61. We took a medicine ball and we put it on his stomach and then pushed down on it.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Johnstone is out. On a strikeout swinging. Bring up Colin Small. And that Ferry caught stealing really changed the attitude of this inning as now, instead of potentially Ferry moving up on that wild pitch that went past Max Malley behind the plate, there's no runners on base and 2 outs for Colin Small. Swing and a miss from Small.
That's one of the fun parts about baseball, too, is kind of revisiting what they believed in back then and how it's drastically changed since it is one of the oldest games in America.
0-1 to Small is fouled straight back over our heads, 0-2. Yeah, and also back then they would try to use the same ball for as long as possible.
Yeah.
So that often led to some unique situations.
And the baseball would be dead, literally.
It would be a
pop
dead
in them.
ball. 0-2 to Small. Swing and a miss. And McKillop retires 2 straight on strikeouts, and we head to the top of the 7th inning. Corn Dogs still on top, 3-0. Welcome back. 3-0 the score here at Legacy Fields. Lake County Corn Dogs on top of the Southland Vikings in a close one. I'm Noel Ferry, sending it over to Andrew Mild for your play-by-play.
Thanks, Noel. And Diversify Marketing Strategies is a full-service marketing agency that specializes in all forms of media and advertising. Are you ready to start a project with DMS? Visit us at thinkdiversified.com. And Thomas will face the bottom of the order, due up as Cano, Policki, and Doherty. Thomas goes into his lineup and the pitch and is fouled straight back. As our camera is now moving to its right, the slightest bit, and it's 0-1 to start off this at bat. Me and Noel were in a conversation at the bottom of the inning, kind of talking about how baseball has drastically changed since the beginning till now. We even go back 100 years ago. 0-1. This one is clobbered in the center. Terry moved in. Now he's going back. He opens his hips, backtracks, and he makes the play. That's why he's one of the best fielding center fielders in the Northern League this year. And there's 1 out to kick off the 7th inning. Now bringing up Bo Policki, who's 0 for 1, the hit by pitch and a strikeout looking. No mention about the baseballs always being used. 1, they'd be dirty, and 2, we both called it the dead ball, which coincidentally was also the name of the era back then, the dead ball era. Pitch, hit hard, right side, block. It's grabbed by Small over the first. He got him! Colin Small can do it all. He makes a diving play and gets Policki. There's 2 outs.
Well,
Wow.
That was Blaze Cano-esque, but that does his disservice to Colin Small. He does his own thing out there. I mean, he laid out for that. Didn't exactly come down with it, but just slowed it down enough for him to be able to grab it and throw it over to first. What a play.
That ball was an absolute screamer. 1 hopper to Colin Small. And the first pitch in this at-bat is a ball. They checked down the first. He did not go 1-0 to Nick Doherty. But the dead ball era, I mean, there was really no home run to speak of. Usually it was inside the park home runs at that point. That's up high, 2-0. There was a year where Babe Ruth, I think, hit 54 home runs and hit more home runs than, I want to say, every team in the American League that year when he was, I want to say, one of the first years with the Yankees. 2-0 pitch is down and in, 3-0. And they also believed back then you always have to swing down on the baseball to create backspin and let it go up. And then Ted Williams came in and said, that doesn't really make sense. Because once you want to swing up on it, ball 4 to Doherty. He doesn't see anything to swing at. He'll go over to first base on a 2-out walk. And then Kyle Fenner will come up for the 4th time today, where he's 1 for 3 with a flyout, a single, and he reached on a fielder's choice to end the 5th inning.
Well, that just speaks on the evolution of athletics and sports and physical training just over the years for everything. I mean, there was even a point in the NFL.
The first pitch is a strike, pinpoint accuracy there, nothing in 1.
Where kickers were kicking barefooted.
Yeah, that's true.
As they thought that it helped with accuracy and grip on the ground.
Upstairs 1-1. They also thought they run straight at the ball instead of at the angle they do now.
Yeah, straight on kickers, and that was actually the only kicker to ever win MVP. I always blank on his name, but he was a straight leg kicker.
I want to say he was played for the Raiders. No, it was for Washington. 1 and 2.
Washington.
Yeah, the Washington no names at that point, right?
Yes.
1 and 2, 2 outs.
I'm not going to say what they were named.
No, that's the reason why it's no longer the team name. 1-2 pitch. Ring him up. Strike 3 call. He backdoors Fenner with a slide piece. And let's sing. We go to the bottom of the 7th as we head to the 7th inning stretch. And the Corn Dogs lead it 3-0. You're watching Corn Dogs Baseball on the Corn Dogs Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the 7th inning as we're wrapping up our 7th inning stretch. Always a classic in baseball, especially at Wrigley Field. And Crown Antique Mall is a proud partner of the Lake County Corn Dogs. We offer a unique mix of antiques and collectibles. Visit crownantiquemall.net to view a list of our upcoming market dates. Dining Solutions at Wicker Park is an answer to your catering needs. Whether you have 50 or 400 guests, we can accommodate any type of occasion. Call us today at 219-923-3830 and let us help customize your next special event. That's 219-923-3830. And this pitching change is brought to you by IBEW, Local 697, proud partner
of the Lake County Corn Dogs.
And that is becoming a tradition here in our booth, as we are so used to pitchers coming and going. And that's Jack West, who throws the first pitch of the day, and it's upstairs to Gavin Terry. West on the year has a 12.46 ERA in 2 appearances where he's went 4 1/3 innings, and allowed 6 runs, all because of some walks. He's issued 5 tonight, or 5 on the season. 2-0 now to Terry. Terry is 1 for 3 with a single in the third before he was picked off, and that was 1-3-6 when it happened. Then hit to a first base unassisted in the 4th inning. 2-0's the count. Here comes West. Foul off to the left, 2-1. And try to think of other. So this is a good story. We're talking about how baseball and sports have changed. So Walter Johnson was pitching in like a sandlot league. It was very common back then for, iron workers to form their own teams and play against local teams. So here's the 2-1. And that's a called strike. Outside corner, 2-2 is a slider. And Terry not happy about it. He thought that one was out. Terry's not one to usually argue or show any type of emotion, but that one he did. Break-even pitch from West, and that's inside. Don't need to worry about what that one's going to be called. 3-2. So the Washington Senators had this catcher that retired and became a scout. So they'd send out for a scout, if people don't know, or guys that go out and look at these athletes and kind of see what makes them good, what their potential could be, what's the next step really. 3-2. Up and in, and that actually hit Terry. It would have been ball 4 anyway, and it's going to go down as a hit by pitch and extend that streak of Terry reaching base 2 or more times in a game to another one. As that's now, I want to say it's around 14 games. It's 15 games now. Only one game he's never done it, and that was against the Vikings on opening day this season. So anyway, the Senators, which no affiliation to the Nationals, this Senators team became the Minnesota Twins after a while. Terry, the base stealer, over at first base, throw over, not in time. Base steal leader. Mathis at the plate, 1 for 2. And they hear about this kid that is just running rampant through the local league. So he goes out there, and this guy is throwing heat. That misses 1-0, and no one can touch him. Not even fair. They said that if he didn't have control, they'd be by his lane all over the place because of how hard he threw. And the scout walks up to him and offers him a contract to play for the team. That's inside, throw down the first base, kicks past Crowell at first base, but not far enough for Terry to advance to second base. He'll stay there. 2-0 Mathis now. And this pitcher goes, well, what if I don't make it? He goes, kid, you're only going to need 1 ticket once you get there. He ended up being named the Big Train, and that was Walter Johnson. And they talked about how hard Walter Johnson threw and how no one would ever throw as hard as Johnson did, up and away, 3-0. And they actually measured Walter Johnson, and it came in at a certain speed. It's very different how pitchers are measured today. And after going through it, they said that Walter Johnson threw so hard he could throw it past a speeding train. That's how Big Train came in. 3-0 pitch, and that's a ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Mathis. So a few free bases start the bottom of the 7th inning for the Corn Dogs, and Schultz will come up with runners on first and second and no outs. You want to take a guess how hard Walter Johnson threw when they measured after they kind of went through it all and said if he released it from the hand like they measure it today, how fast he threw the baseball?
You said what year was this in?
This was the dead ball era, strike one. So I want to say it was like 1900s, maybe the 1920s when Johnson pitched for Washington.
I'd say if they're talking about how fast, I would say maybe 80 miles per hour.
Ooh. 0-1, Terry's on the move. He got a good jump. The throw down the third base. He's in there. Gavin Terry swipes third base. That stolen base for Terry now puts him up on 16 on the year. And the Corn Dogs have runners on first and third, trying to pick up another run on the Vikings. It was 83 miles per hour. 1-1, that's in. 2-1. And then there's a lot of credit given to Aroldis Chapman for throwing the hardest. It was like 105.1, I think is what the final calculation came in. A fastball that ran into Andrew McCutcheon that day. The 2-1 pitch runs outside, 3-1 to Schultz. Hitter-friendly count. Let's see if he gets one to swing at. But they said Nolan Ryan, if they measured it the way they do now, he would have thrown 108. you have to check out the documentary called Fastball.
Oh.
It's very interesting. It's one of my favorite documentaries. 3-1. Skied into the air. Shallow infield. Cano backtracks now. Secures it with two hands. And that's a big first out for West and the Vikings as they try to come back in this game. And the way their offense has been swinging the bats in this winning streak, you wouldn't put it past them. But if you're Justin Heisman and the Corn Dogs, you'd be breathing a lot easier going into the 8th inning if you could pick up a couple of insurance runs.
Definitely. Put this out of a, one-hit situation where you get more than 4 runs here going. Still runners at first and third with 1 out.
Here comes Roman Kuntz. Called strike, painted the black on the outer portion of the plate. Nothing in 1. Kuntz today has reached base twice with a single and a walk and flew out to center. He's known for his great power. Can he get into one here? 0-1 pitch. He's out 1-1 now with 1 out. Corn Dogs up 3-0. Jack West has now thrown 17 pitches. He's the 3rd pitcher to pitch for the Vikings in this evening's game. He's set, goes down the mound, throws a slider, and he misses with it. 2-1. As we try to get a good look at what else is going on in the league, kind of figure out. So the Panthers won 5-4 against Chicago, extending Chicago's losing streak to another one. I think that's at 6 straight now for CAG. And this one is crushed, but way foul. And I mean, I haven't seen it land. That ball may have went 350, but foul. That might be the furthest foul ball I've ever seen hit at this field. But the bad thing about foul balls, those go down as strikes. 2-2 now. But throw it in there again. You may not get it back. Count is that 2-2? Down in the dirt. Blocked by Molly, making sure the Corn Dogs don't scratch a run. 3-2. The Oilmen won 13-2 in just 5 innings in a doubleheader, so they're only going to go 7. So it would be 10 after 5 in that instance. Oilmen up 4-3 in the top of the 4th, and of course this game 3-0 Corn Dogs leading Southland. Payoff pitch, runner on the move, ground ball to the right side, won't squeeze it, will. Terry scores, hitting second base, and moving up to third will be Brett Mathias. Will be in the same situation as before on a successful hit and run, and the Corn Dogs are up 4-0. Mr. Roman Kuntz comes up clutch.
Yeah, Kuntz has been struggling recently just a bit, really getting those hits that can string together some runs for the Corn Dogs. He's a great power hitter, but there's one that goes his way finally.
Yeah, going into the game today, Kuntz was just batting a .235 with that lone home run. That average is going to increase a little bit as he's 2 for 3. Correal hits one off the end of the bat into center field. Fenner moving in. It drops in front of him. Corn Dogs will score another run. It's 5-0. Keep building up that lead. Correal just ambushed West and just shot it into center field. And Correal picks up his 2nd hit and his 2nd RBI in this evening's game.
Yeah, that one was another screamer, and he threw it right down the middle of the plate where Curiel likes it. A selective hitter he is, but there we go.
Scott Hansen takes one. That was across the plate, but up high, 1-0. Let me ask you this, Noel. Who's one pitcher you never want to face if you were a hitter? There's always some good answers to that. Down in the low, 2-0. For me, it's always been like Randy Johnson, Aroldis Chapman, the flamethrowers from the left side.
I definitely think Aroldis Chapman would be up there because not only would I never in a million years make contact with any of his baseballs.
2-0 pitch, drops in for a strike. It was a slider, 2-1.
But if I got hit by one of those pitches, I think I would be down for the count.
Yeah.
I don't think I would recover from that one.
What about some of the knuckleballers like Ari Dickey or Phil Necro? That'd be interesting.
In terms of guys who are more crafty,
foul ball hit to the right. Count is up to 2-2 now in this at bat.
Eric Hendricks for the Cubs, someone who could definitely. Kyle Hendricks. Eric Hendricks. I'm thinking of the Vikings linebacker. Kyle Hendricks.
You're thinking like sinker, change-up
something
location
that
type
will
of guy.
make me look absolutely silly out there.
Break-even pitch. It's called strike 3. What a pitch. A slider painted on the outside half, and Scott Hansen goes down looking, and that's the first strikeout for West since coming out of the bullpen. And Jake Ferry, who already has hit a home run tonight, will come up with 2 runners on base and 2 outs. If the Corn Dogs want to put a nail in the coffin and sink the ship that is the Vikings' 6-game winning streak, it could come here. As Ferry has had a good day at the plate. He takes one low. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Corn Dogs up 5-0. They scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the 7th after there was stretch time going to this inning. People saying the 1-0 pitch. And this one is hit deep right field. Bilicki going, that's actually Barrios going back, and he'll slap the leather on it, and that's the 3rd out. As Ferry was a few inches away from clobbering his 2nd home run and his 3rd in 2 days. Corn Dogs do score a pair, and they strand a pair as the Corn Dogs and Vikings go into the 8th inning with Lake County up 5-0. You're watching Corn Dogs Baseball on the Corn Dogs Broadcasting Network. Seven innings have come and gone, and the Corn Dogs are 6 outs away from snapping this 6-game winning streak for the Vikings. But this is a resilient Viking squad, so you got to keep them at bay here and try to pick up a win and go up to 16-6 on the season. Just have 6 outs to play with, as Thomas is still on the mound after he came in for James Burke. And the first pitch is a strike to A.J. Taylor. Due up is Taylor, Crowell, and Bilicki. That's actually going to be Kroll. Jason Kroll will hit. That one's out, 1-1. There's been so many changes by the Vikings. Jason Kroll is on deck. 1-1's the count to Taylor. The pitch is offered at and missed, and it's now 1-2. But with the Oilmen winning game 1 against the Generals and leading this game, they could actually, they're losing now 5-4. The Generals just scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch, swing and a miss. Wow, a dastardly pitch from Jake Thomas, and he gets a swinging strikeout, and that's back-to-back Ks for the Southpaw. That was nasty.
All sorts of movement on it. That one came inside and down.
Jason Kroll now up for the Southland Vikings. He came in for Crowell, as Crowell was 0 for 3. Crowell still playing first base for him. The pitch is down low, 1-0. So right now the Oilmen are sitting in 3rd place in the Northern League. The Vikings are 2nd. Corn Dogs are 1st. Joliet's 4th. Panthers are 5th, and the American Giants are in 6th. Hit hard down the right field line, given a good look by Ferry. He won't be able to make the play. He'll pick it up by the line and toss it back in to keep it to a single for Kroll. And that's the second straight inning where the Vikings have gotten a hit. They had a single, correction, they had a single back in the 6th. They did not have any hits in the 7th. And Kroll picks up his first hit and his lone at bat tonight. Balicki now steps up in this lefty on lefty matchup. Corn Dogs and Vikings. Tomitz delivers the first pitch.
Thank you.
And it worked outside, ball 1 to start off this at bat. And we're about a third of the way towards the season, as the season's about 56 games, around 60. Outside, 2-0 now to Balicki. But it's always a good problem to be in first place, as these were the two hottest teams heading into this matchup. Corn Dogs won 7 of their last 10. Vikings 8 of their last 10. 2-0 pitch is hit in the air, left center field. Terry racing after it. So is Scott Hansen. Hansen calls off Terry, and he makes the play, and there's 2 outs. And this is going to be Daniel Barrios' first plate appearance on the evening, as he came in for Zach McKenna and will be playing right field as he closed out the bottom of the 7th inning after Jake Ferry, and I mean it's in the literal sense, just missed hitting his second home run. It popped up right side. Colin Small is there. He dances with it, and he secures it for the 3rd out. So the Vikings do get a hit, but they do not score as Thomas strands another one. We head to the middle of the 8th. Corn Dogs up on a 5-run cushion. It's been a good night to be a Corn Dog fan, and you're watching Corn Dogs baseball on the Corn Dogs Broadcasting Network. Corn Dog side of the 8th inning. And Colonial Life is a proud partner of the Lake County Corn Dogs. Keep unexpecting. Life is anything but expected, including our approach to employee benefits. Visit coloniallife.com to learn more today. That's coloniallife.com. Backcourt Bar and Beverage Services can handle every type of event, from venues to weddings to indoor and outdoor parties. Visit bcbarcatering.com and let us start planning the perfect event for you. Athletico Physical Therapy, proud partner of Lake County Corn Dogs. We treat you, not just your injury. Visit athletico.com to book your appointment today. First pitch in this at-bat to Nicholas Johnstone. Goes low, ball 1. As the sun is set, the lights are on. Beautiful night. I don't know if you can really beat anything but this. Corn Dogs up 5-0, 3 outs away from picking up a game on the Vikings, who are in second in the Northern League standings. There's a strike, 1-1. A backdoor breaking ball from Jack West, who goes into his second inning of work. Johnstone's one of few players not to reach base today, trying to change that right here. Johnstone, a left-handed hitter, playing the catcher tonight, 1-1. And up and away, 2-1 now. Is Noah Ferry joins us after enjoying a beautiful slice of pizza.
Absolutely delicious. Go to the concession stand right now. If you're here in Legacy Field, not sure why you'd be listening to the broadcast at Legacy Field, but if you are, head to the concession stand.
And we appreciate you for doing that if you're at the game and watching. 2-1. Johnstone lifts one off to the left, and it's now 2-2. There was I remember Josh Burnett told us that one of the fans in attendance in one of the games earlier this year was actually watching us while the game was going on, and he said it was going to be in a picture. He usually will throw together the best pictures, he'd edit it, and put it on a Google Drive. And I'm looking for this picture, and I found a lady holding up her phone, and the 2-2. Johnstone takes it low, 3-2. And I go, oh, here it is. And I click it. She was recording.
Oh, no.
So it looked like she was watching the game, but she was recording it. But
Which is great.
yeah, it's great. Showing off what a beautiful night at Legacy Field looks like. 3-2. West is set. We're ready to go. Payoff pitch. West fouls it off. Thought it was too close to take, so he just put the barrel on it and hit it out of play one more time. As a gasp comes from the fans in attendance, hoping that wasn't their car that got hit. We do 3-2 again.
Oh, no. That one was right towards my car.
That's what I'm saying.
My mom's car, actually.
Oh, no. That's even worse news.
Please pray for me.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Johnstone works his way on base. The first time he's gotten on board today. And the Corn Dogs have a runner to start the home half of the 8th inning, which is always good news. Colin Small will now step up to the plate. The Corn Dogs tomorrow will be hitting the road. We'll be back in Chicago as the Lake County Corn Dogs will be battling the Crestwood Panthers for just the second time this season. I wish I could put all the teams on like a chart somewhere and see how many times you've played a certain team. Up and in, 1-0 to Colin Small. It's at Marion Catholic High School. First pitch is at 5 o'clock. We'll be joined by Josh Lebowski, the voice of the Crestwood Panthers this season. And the Corn Dogs return around on Friday and play the Crestwood Panthers again, but here at Legacy Field. And then see the Vikings again on Saturday. So Vikings, Panthers, Vikings. There's going to be a lot of red these next few days, because both teams have realistically the same colors, red, black, and white. But I don't know. The Panthers came in and their jerseys look more orange than they did red.
Yeah, like scarlet.
Yeah. Up and in again on Colin Small. It kicks away from Molly, and Johnson will take that free base up to second. The Corn Dogs will have a runner 180 feet away from making this a 6-0 game. But it's been a good game for the Corn Dogs. Me and Noel really treated this as maybe a first test for the Corn Dogs and really a playoff atmosphere type game, you would say. Pitch works around the strike zone for ball 3, and Small is way ahead in the count and could be the second walk to start the inning. West looking for his sign for Molly. Johnson over at second base. Holding him on is Policki. The pitch, and that is ball 4. A two-seam fastball, the road up and in, and Colin Small will take his ticket over to first base, and Terry will now come up at the top of the order for his 5th play appearance.
With Johnstone reaching there, that marks every single Corn Dog has reached base today.
That's good news. But as we mentioned, this was like a playoff atmosphere game. You have the team approaching you in the standings. You're at home against a good team that's been red hot. Terry takes one for a strike as it grabbed the outer part of the plate, 0-1. And for the Corn Dogs to be up 5-0, they pitched really well again. They're hitting the ball really well today. Saw Ferry hit the 11th home run for the Corn Dogs this season. You have to feel pretty confident going in for the rest of the month of June. Up and away, 1-1. Because there was a moment there where we were genuinely worried, but somehow some of these games the Corn Dogs were playing once they hit the road, but they've really turned it around. They were 2-5 on the road. Now they've won 3 straight, and they're now 5-5 when they go away from Legacy Field.
Yeah, definitely, especially that loss at Southland the last time they were there.
Up and in, 2-1.
As they lost that game 6-1, and that was really the only dismantling we've seen of the Corn Dogs all season.
Good thing there was no broadcast that day because the heat knocked out the equipment.
I think they did that for a reason.
Yeah, that was also the day of the storm, and that was also the day that the Vikings started their 6-game winning streak.
Yes.
So it might start against the Corn Dogs and stop against the Corn Dogs. Upstairs, 3-1. Misfire from Jack West, who may load up the bases on walks and walks alone. But this is a team that has shown time and time again they could be a real contender in the first season of the franchise. Terry's swinging on 3-1, and he was late, hits out of play 3-2. And that was really the camaraderie around the team going into it, saying, why not us? First year of the team, why not go for it all? And, we're only 22 games in, and there's going to be 30 more. We're not even halfway home yet for the close of the season. But the Corn Dogs have been playing some great baseball. Ground ball right side. It's a bit of a chopper to Kroll, who flips it to Wes Carey, that is covering first base. And that is a 3-1 putout. And the Corn Dogs will move up Johnstone and Small to scoring position for Brett Mathies. Mathies has had a good day.
One for two.
1 for 2. He had a single and scored, and then 2 walks, where he also scored there too. So 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored, and got on base 3 out of 4 times. And it's really because of the approach that Mathies has adopted as of late. Here's the pitch. That's a strike, 0-1. His dad was here for Father's Day on Sunday, and he was wearing a Mathies 316 shirt. We talked about this for a little bit on the broadcast yesterday. I talked to him about it today because he wasn't at the game yesterday. 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch, and that's a called strike 2. Beautiful pitch on the outer corner, 0-2 now. And he said his brother actually customized them and ordered them. And I said, as a WWE fan growing up, I can appreciate a Mathies 316 because Brett Mathies' walk-up song, 0-2, is a called strike 3. It was right down the middle. It fooled Mathies as he stopped, let it go by, and he's down looking. And there's the second out of the inning and the second strikeout for Jack West. Because his walk-up song at Hanover Central was the Stone Cold Steve Austin theme song, and his thing was always Austin 316. So it was exactly the same. If you look them up and compare them, they're perfect. Strike to start off the at-bat to Schultz, 0-1. 2 outs, runners on third and second. And the Corn Dogs do not appear to have anyone warming up in the pen unless Doug Loden might come in. It looks like he was ready to go. Schultz goes the opposite way, right field. Barrios is there, and he slaps on it to strand a pair of runners and move us to the final frame of regulation. Corn Dogs lead this 5-0 as you're watching Corn Dogs Baseball on the Corn Dogs Broadcasting Network. It's come down to this. The 9th inning has finally arrived, and the Corn Dogs are up 5-0 as they are 3 outs away from securing their 16th win and being 10 games above sea level this season. But they're going to try and close out this game with the right-hander Mark Torr. And Noel, you already know it. Every pitching change this season is brought to you by IBEW Local 697, proud partner
of the Lake County Corn Dogs.
Who else would it be? Lake County Corn Dogs. Go to Torr, and he has a 2.57 ERA through 4 appearances. So this will be his 5th, where he has gone through 7 innings of work, allowed just 2 earned runs, 3 altogether, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts. The batting average against them this season is a .231. As the Corn Dogs collectively as a staff have just allowed a .211 batting average against them. And it's a very good chance that batting average against the Corn Dogs pitching staff is going to go down. And as the Vikings lead off with Max Malley, Robin Salzadir with That Properties is a proud partner of the Lake County Corn Dogs. Whether you are purchasing a new home or selling the one you currently own, Robin specializes in obtaining the best price in Northwest Indiana. Call her today at 312-671-0034. That's 312-671-0034. Corn Dogs put a lot of zeros up on the board today as they are pitching a shutout. The first pitch is a strike from Mark Torr. The Corn Dogs have, as a group, thrown a lot of shutouts this season. 0-1, and that just misses, now 1-1. Corn Dogs have thrown 1 complete game shutout as a group this season. That was from Rex Stills against the Generals. 2-1 now. But on the season, they've had 4 shutouts. 1 against the Oilmen, the Generals, the Vikings, and the American Giants. 2-1 pitch is fouled off of Johnstone as Molly just got a piece of it. 2-2 now. So this will be the 5th shutout by the Corn Dogs this season. And, of course, with pitching counts being a huge factor in why we've only seen 1 complete game shutout this season, the Corn Dogs will take that. It just means that everyone is contributing in those games. The last one came at the 17-0 win on June 12th against the American Giants, where the Corn Dogs hit 4 home runs in that game, and they did it again yesterday against the same team. And that is a half-hearted attempt and strike 3. Malley is down, going back over the first base. Not happy as he received the collar, going 0 for 4, reaching on base because of an E4 back in the 2nd inning. And Torr starts off his day with out number 1. Corn Dogs are now 2 outs away from shutting out the Vikings and picking up a game and going up to 3.5 games in the standings, which is always good news. Cano takes a curve ball that's blocked by Johnstone, 1-0. Cano is 1 for 3 with a double, then a ground out and a fly out. But you really don't want to talk about Cano's batting. His fielding, that's been tremendous. He's made some great play after another. The pitch, strike right down the middle at the knees, 1-1.
Yeah, Cano regularly dives for those balls, backhands them as he's sliding. It's really unbelievable. And I think the best thing about Cano and his fielding abilities is he's always aware of where runners are.
Hits a chopper to Tyler Schultz, his counterpart. Schultz spins, he throws, he got him. Talk about Blaze Cannell's fielding. What about Tyler Schultz? Played off a wonky hop, caught it, spun, and delivered a chest-high throw to Brett Mathies. PNW to PNW, and the Vikings are down to their last leg. 2 outs. Top of the 9th. 5-0 Corn Dogs. Bo Palicki is at the plate. You see that Viking ship starting to get a little more water at the bottom of the deck. The pitch, fouled off. Starts the at-bat with a strike. 0-1. Palicki's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch, a strikeout looking, and a ground out. Corn Dogs 1 out away from picking up the W and snapping the 6-game winning streak of the Vikings, the 2nd longest streak on the season. Called strike 2. Mark Torr keeps throwing cannonball after cannonball, and can he deliver the knockout blow right here? He gets his sign. His hands are set. Johnstone's ready. The pitch. And that is just upstairs. It worked around the strike zone. Torr asked the home plate umpire as the white jerseys were starting to head towards the middle and start the high fives all around, or as the water boy would say, slap hands. 1-2, the pitch. Down in the dirt, just where Torr wanted it. It's even at 2-2. Corn Dogs trying to go to 11-1 at Legacy Field. They've really defended their home turf this season. Not too many teams have been able to do it the way the Corn Dogs have. Break-even pitch, here it comes. Fouled off. So we got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitcher is number 2, is Mark Tor.
You got to give credit to Pollocky here. He's really battling. I think a lot of guys would, in this situation, just take a big hack, see if they can maybe send one over the fence. But he's playing smart baseball here.
Trying to see a pitch that he likes. Tor trying to end the game, and he spikes a fastball. It got past Johnstone to the backstop, 3-2. So the count has reached its limit. Nick Doherty will pick up the baseball and go back to the on-deck circle to his right. Everyone is in position, ready to start celebrating. Corn Dog fans are clapping to our left. They got the phones out. Payoff pitch, and that is ball 4. We have to wait for another hitter as Policki battled his way on base, fouled off a couple of good pitches from Tor, and Nick Doherty will get another chance at the plate as he's 0 for 2, fielder's choice E5 and a walk. So he's reached base all 3 times, just none of them go towards his batting average, on base percentage for that matter. Doherty has a white barrel on his bat, and the pitch is fouled off straight back. Just underneath it was Doherty. 0-1. Mark Tor trying to wrap up this game right here. 2 outs. His runner over at first base. Corn Dogs players are standing up. Heisman at the edge of the dugout. Ralph Flores ready to let the kids go on the field and run the bases. 0-1. Just a little low. It was a good pitch, just a tad bit low. 1-1. So don't forget to tune into tomorrow's broadcast of the Panthers and Corn Dogs that starts at 5 o'clock. And then come out for the back-to-back home games on Friday and Saturday. Up and in. 2-1 as Mark Tor buzzes the tower of Doherty. So we do 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on first. Friday is another game against the Panthers. The Corn Dogs just saw them for the first time last week, and they won it 4-2, as these 2 teams are the only 2 teams that have defeated every team in the league this season. 2-1, called strike 2. Mark Tor puts on the outer portion, and one more time, the Vikings are down to their final strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mark Tor, number 2, looking in for his sign. He might be getting the number 2. It might be the curveball right here. He's set, working on the first base side. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Corn Dogs win. Corn Dogs win. They move to 16-6. They pick up a game on the number 2 team, and they sink the Vikings in their 6-game winning streak. A huge victory for the boys in white tonight.
Yeah, I think you put it great, Andrew. They sunk the Viking ship, something that not a lot of guys can do in this league or back in the olden times. And they proved that at home, the Corn Dogs are borderline unstoppable. Everything worked tonight. The pitching was great. Pitched a shutout. The bats were alive, as almost every Corn Dog had a hit tonight. And it's just an overall great rounded game for the Corn Dogs.
Great all-around win for the Lake County Corn Dogs. And we'll send it over to the post-game show that will be hosted by Noel Ferry. And I'm Andrew Mild. I'm going to go talk to our background player of the game that you'll find out momentarily in the post-game show. Thanks for watching. Stick around for the post-game show. Corn Dogs win 5-0.
Welcome back to Legacy Fields for the final time tonight. I'm Noel Ferry here with your post-game show. After this win for the Corn Dogs at home, they moved to 16-6 on the season, 10 games above 500. The Southland Vikings moved to 11-8-1, ending their impressive win streak of 6 games, second longest win streak of any team this season. And that tie may prove to be crucial on later down the season, as they usually do in sports leagues across the country. In terms of line scores for each team, the Corn Dogs come away with this one with 9 hits, a hit by almost every Corn Dog today, 5 RBIs, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts, 31 at-bats, and 5 runs scored, of course. And for the Vikings, 32 at-bats, no runs, 4 hits, 0 RBIs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So really, huge difference there is those walks, 7 walks versus 2 walks. It's the free bases. Corn Dogs capitalized on that tonight, and they kept it low, made sure that the Vikings didn't get anything easy, and in fact, they didn't get anything at all. Now, regardless, the Vikings did play great defense, but it was the home run by Jake Ferry, which proved to be his case as to why he is the Macron player of the game tonight. And we're going to go ahead and give his solo home run over the right field wall the play of the game, as well the University of Chicago Medicine play of the game, as that really turned the tides tonight and set the Corn Dogs up for their rally, and they won this one 5-0. Looking ahead, Andrew and I will travel to Illinois once again tomorrow as the Lake County Corn Dogs take on the Crestwood Panthers. I believe they are playing at Marion Catholic. And then after that, back home here on Friday at Legacy Fields to take on the Crestwood Panthers once again. And then they face the Vikings again here at Legacy Fields on Saturday. Vikings look to even up this series once more. Corn Dogs ahead in the series 4-3. But clearly they've been playing them a lot. But for now, Corn Dogs win this one 6-0 here at Legacy Fields, 5-0 here at Legacy Fields. They take it and move to 16-6. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. For Andrew Mild, I'm Noel Ferry, and we'll see you next time.